One of the comments I get most is how I fly my Ornithopter to be a decent dogfighter while I'm going against my opponent. And while I don't claim to be the very best, I do have a lot of knowledge when it comes to dogfighting, so I have no doubt that you'll definitely learn some things from this video. Before we jump into it though, I want to remind you guys that at 10,000 subscribers, we are doing a $100 Steam gift card giveaway, Venmo or Cash App, whatever you choose. All you have to do to participate is go to the community Discord in the top link down below. To be eligible, you just need to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. Keep in mind that Funcom is always updating the game and how Ornithopters work, so this video might not always be up to date, but you'll definitely learn a lot of core mechanics that you'll want to keep in mind forever. For instance, I used to only have a rocket pod on my Thopter 24/7, but ever since the new patch where the thrusters go insanely fast, I now carry a thruster pod and a rocket pod for my Ornithopter. And the reason I do this is because I can get around the map insanely fast with my thrusters, but then whenever I know there's about to be a PvP breakout, I'll put on my rocket pod and be prepped and ready to go. The latest update also allows you to do some really wacky things whenever you're boosting and holding down control along with ASD. You can really do some crazy maneuvers like in this clip. Not that I condone running away because I enjoy fighting, but if you ever want to run away or you find yourself just being more of a PvE player, thrusters are definitely the way to go. Thrusters make you extremely slippery and very hard to hit. I'm about to break into my classified vault and show you guys some hidden tech that I came up with. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you need your rocket pod quick but you don't want to land due to enemies, just do it in the air. You VBT your Thopter mid-air and then immediately place it down below you, because when you replace it, it hovers down slowly. Laser off your thruster and throw on your rocket pod, hop in that sucker, and you're ready to dogfight. You're gonna want to practice this move though, because you will mess up your VBT initially a lot of the time. A lot of people comment on my flying upside down, and while there's really no benefit to it, I just enjoy doing it because it looks cool. It's one thing to lose a dogfight, but it's another just to lose it to a guy who's flying upside down. That just feels terrible. Sometimes whenever you're hovering over your opponent and you go to shoot rockets at him, there's a huge arch in them and it makes it to where your rockets don't even come close. If you're close range like in this clip, all you have to do is go into vulture mode and pop a few shots and then go back into hover mode. Depending on the range, rockets are based off of the direction of your cockpit, so depending on how close you are to your enemy, you might have to actually physically point your Ornithopter at them. Just quickly going in and out of vulture mode allows you to accomplish this. One thing you might not have known is you can actually aim your rockets with your free cam in your Ornithopter. As you can see, I'm flying to the right of this little island, but my free cam look is looking at it, firing rockets at it. While they're not the most accurate, it's good to know that you can do it. When your enemies are far from you, you need to predict where they're going to be and not where they're at currently. Sometimes it pays off to just learn their movement habits before you barrage them. Don't be afraid to waste rockets. These things are so inexpensive that as long as you're hitting them with 1 or 2 shots, even with like 4 or 5 rockets, it doesn't matter. You just gotta keep the constant pressure. Being above your enemy and knowing how to position is literally what wins fights. In this clip, I'm exactly the perfect distance and height away that I can hit him with every shot and he has no chance of hitting me at all. Quickly realizes this and tries to vulture me, but I immediately stick right on him and follow him from above. This guy ended up dying and losing his Thopter to a worm, but he could have prevented this by just going around the corner and quickly VBTing before I could get him. A medium should hypothetically always be able to get away from an opponent unless they just do not know how to fly or if the opponent is a really good shot. In this scenario, this guy thinks that going high is actually going to get him away from my rockets, when in reality this is only hurting him. He's giving me a larger target to hit and I know he's about to go in vulture mode downward again, which only gives me a better shot. This guy ended up flying underneath a breaching worm and got completely whacked by it. Rest his soul. As you can see in this clip, I'm above this guy and also gaining altitude as he's trying to get even with me, because he knows he can't hit me from the current altitude he's at, but I'm keeping that gap by continually going up with him. At this point, we're well over 750 meters and we're both overheated, so he has to completely reset the fight if he wants to have any chance. He starts vulturing down towards the sand and I decide to follow him while maintaining the altitude above him. In case he hits spacebar, I need to be able to click it just as quick to maintain my height, because remember, having the height advantage while dogfighting is what wins fights. Now that we're below 750, I'm not overheated anymore and this guy allows me to line up a beautiful barrage on him. At this point, he turns on me and the fight is 50-50 right now. It comes down to 100% skill, who can aim and who can't, because we're both at the same height with the exact advantage. But the only difference is I'm shooting where he's going to be and he's shooting at where I'm at, and that's why I win the engagement. I like to live life on the edge, so I fly around on literal tomatoes with my max repair on my wings being like 10 to 15%, meaning if I take just one rocket hit, I explode. This is definitely not a good practice, but occasionally you have to flee from a fight. Because if you lose a wing or are close to losing a wing, your best bet is to take it to ground combat. Even though they're not all in render distance, there was about 4 or 5 enemies in this particular clip, so I knew I wasn't probably going to win the dogfight on these tomatoes, so I immediately took it to the ground. One thing to keep in mind is when you land, they're looking to barrage you because they want to kill you so they can zero your thopter. Always go behind cover before you VBT your vehicle. Even if that means tanking 5 or 10 more rocket shots to do so, always take care of your vehicle because if you get out and you die, you're probably going to lose it for good. So as you can see here, I just dug behind this cliffside and quickly VBT my thopter. Here's an example of why running around on my tomato wings really puts me in a bad spot. I horribly lose this dogfight because of it.
But you're getting shit on too!
And this guy was definitely pleased to let me know. Only tanked a couple of his rocket shots, and I'm literally 1 or 2 shots away from losing a wing. And if that's the case, you almost always lose the fight from there. In this moment, he drops position, allowing me to get above him and get the upper hand, but it also puts me at a disadvantage because he has more health than me, so when we trade, I end up losing the engagement. This causes me to lose a wing, and when you lose a wing, you lose so much of your mobility, making it extremely hard to come back from. So in this scenario, I know it's going to be really extremely hard to win this fight, so what you have to do when you have a disadvantage is you stay right below your enemy the entire time. And you quite literally have to play off of their mistakes.
You little shitter. Oh, you suck so bad. All you know is spacebar and control. All you know is spacebar and control. Because you suck. Stay underneath
He's so mad.
Bitch. Stay underneath me just like your mom does. Stay underneath me just like your mom does, you little shitter.
Boring as it may seem, these are the dances you have to do when you're at a disadvantage until somebody loses out their position and you can get the upper hand.
Look at you lowering, staying underneath, trying to just bait because you don't know how to do any actual maneuvers. Look at you. Dude, you suck so bad. It's so sad.
Here's where he finally messes up and loses his position, so I take advantage of this with the upper ground and get as many shots in as I can. He vultures below me and I follow and get a lot of big damage in, but I accidentally hit spacebar too late and this allows him to be even with me instead of me having the upper ground. Takes full advantage and pops some nice shots into me and I have no choice but to go back underneath him again. At this point, I am 2 wings down and I am 100% cooked in this dogfight. This dude just absolutely whooped my ass.
Echo! Oh my god! Echo! You're going down! You're going down! You're gonna have to fight!
He blows a 3rd wing, making it near impossible for me to even get off the ground. At this point, I'm in threat of getting eaten by the worm.
You're gonna get thumpered! You're gonna get thumpered, Echo, because you're a shitty little bitch who sucks at the game! Oh no, Echo! Uh-oh, look at the worm, Echo! Look at the worm!
He is absolutely having a blast with the shit talk, and I don't blame him because he absolutely won the dogfight. But this could have 100% been avoided if I would have just went out on proper health wings. Guy's name was Mike Be Quiet, and I can honest to God say he is the only person to ever fully beat me in a dogfight, so congrats. Another really cool high risk, high reward maneuver you can pull off is actually just VBTing and catching your thopter midair. As you can see, I go in for a handheld launcher on this guy, but he's out of my reach, so I quickly throw down my thopter just so I can engage on him. This allows you to save a ton of time by not having to go all the way back to the ground, and on top of that, it looks cool. Guy quickly just runs away because he probably had an inventory on, but as you can see right here, I can reach speeds of over 300 kilometers an hour by doing the control trick. Doing this is a really good method of losing your enemy as well as getting back down to the ground. If you learned anything from this video, be sure to hit that like button and let me know what your favorite thing was down in the comments. Thank you guys for all your continued support, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because at 10K we're giving away $100. Thank you guys for watching.